Have you ever found yourself in a grocery store aisle, feeling really overwhelmed with the number of food products you have to choose from? How do you ultimately choose which of the hundreds of products to buy? Hi, I'm Danielle, and I'm a virtual IBD Registered Dietitian Nutritionist. This video is for you if you're looking for step-by-step guidance on how to read a food label if you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. We'll be going through 7 key steps to increase your confidence around prepackaged food choices. Please note that in this video, I'll be referring to Larabar's cashew cookie flavored bar as an example. However, I'm not paid or sponsored to talk about this bar. I'm solely using it as an example to help us practically apply these nutritional recommendations in real life. Step 1. When you have IBD, the first place to start is the ingredients, because if the product is formulated with an ingredient that doesn't fit your needs, like say contains an ingredient that's a food trigger for you, or is not part of your eating style or medically recommended diet you're on, there's really no point in spending the time or energy looking further at that particular food product. A good rule of thumb for ingredients when you have IBD: try to stick to ingredients you can pronounce. For example, researchers are exploring whether food additives such as emulsifiers with names like maltodextrin, carrageenan, xanthan gum, and more may pose risks with respect to promoting inflammation and triggering disease activity in people with IBD. Because these food additive ingredients are generally the mark of highly processed food, there is a case to be made for seeking out some simple swaps to reduce the number of these ingredients in your eating plan in favor of whole or more minimally processed alternatives. So this flavor of Larabar contains just 2 ingredients, cashews and dates. Also, for packaged goods with more than 1 ingredient, the ingredients will be listed in descending order by weight, so those with the largest amounts will be listed first. On this Larabar, it shows cashews first on the ingredients list, meaning that the bar is mostly made up of cashews. Now, this bar only has 2 ingredients, but the dates are the last ingredient listed, meaning that this bar has the smallest amount of dates by weight compared to the other ingredients. Okay, say the ingredients look great, let's move on to step 2, checking the serving size in the number of servings in a food package. Serving sizes are standardized to make it easier to compare similar foods. They're provided in familiar units like cups, or in this case, a bar, followed by the metric amount, like in this case, the number of grams. The size of the serving of the food package influences the number of calories and all the other nutrient amounts listed on the label. In this Larabar, 1 serving is 1 bar, so the nutrients listed reflect that serving size. If you ate half the bar, you'd eat half the calories and all the other nutrients. If you ate 2 bars, you'd be doubling the amount of calories and other nutrients. So this is helpful information to have as you're planning your day to just know how it stacks up in comparison to your daily goals of certain nutrients. So take-home message here: pay attention to the serving size, especially how many servings there are in an entire food package. Then ask yourself, how many servings am I consuming? Half a serving? 2 servings? You get the idea. Okay, I feel like calories are straightforward, so let's skip that nutrient and move on to step 3 for IBD, dietary fat. Now for IBD, there are 2 things that come to mind when it comes to dietary fat: quantity and type. Quantity-wise, some people with IBD, especially when having symptoms like diarrhea, cramping, and urgency during a flare, may feel better when limiting fats to less than 40 grams per day. So you'd want to look at the total fat to see how much dietary fat is in 1 serving of the food product. This Larabar contains 12 grams of dietary fat. The type of fat can be helpful to keep in mind too. What I mean by that is that there are fats that are more anti-inflammatory and fats that are more inflammatory. We don't have to get too into the weeds here since most nutritional labels don't break down very specific types of fats into many categories, but monounsaturated fats are one of the anti-inflammatory fats. They're in the same category as other anti-inflammatory oils like olive oil and avocado oil. So it's kind of cool that this product mentions how much of the natural fat from the nut in this product is a fat that's more anti-inflammatory, if that makes sense. Now, for the purposes of this YouTube video, we'll skip over cholesterol and sodium and move on to step 4, carbohydrates or carbs. For IBD, I'm pointing out this section because you can see that fiber and sugar are listed under the total carb section. Fiber has a complicated relationship with IBD, so regardless of what your fiber goals may be, it's helpful to just know how much fiber is in a food product. You'll notice that this label shows the Larabar has 2 grams of fiber. Notice also that this bar has 15 grams of total sugars, which includes 0 grams of added sugar. The sugars in this bar are coming naturally from the dates, not from any other type of added sugar like syrup. Keep in mind with IBD that too much concentrated sugar, even from natural sugar, can cause loose stool. I'm really not worried about the sugar content in this bar, but examples like soda, regular sports drinks, and even fruit juice, those may be too high in concentrated sugar and may cause loose stool. Step 5, protein. This Larabar contains 5 grams of protein, which comes primarily from the cashews in this snack. People with IBD may need more protein than someone without the condition because inflammation drives up protein needs. So with inflammatory bowel disease, you're having chronic inflammation, and during a flare, there's even more acute inflammation. And also, if taking corticosteroids like prednisone, those medications are what we call nitrogen wasting or protein wasting, meaning that a person needs even more protein while taking that medication. Long story short, all those factors mean that protein needs may be increased by up to 50% for someone with IBD. Step 6, check out the vitamins and minerals. As you can see, only vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium are included on the food label. In the past, there were other vitamins that were listed on food labels, but these were no longer felt to be public health concerns. But the 4 mentioned happen to be common nutrient deficiencies in people who have Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, so those 4 can be very helpful to be aware of. And final step, percent daily value. So if you move to where it says percent daily value, that corresponds to a message found on all food labels. Percent daily values are based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So what are these daily values or DVs? They're the average levels of nutrients based on public health experts' recommendations for a person eating 2,000 calories in an entire day, not just one meal or snack. Please keep in mind that you may need more or less than 2,000 calories per day. And for nutrients, you may need more or less than 100% of the daily value on a 2,000 calorie diet. Now, if you're not a numbers person and this information confuses you, don't worry. You don't have to use these daily value figures at all. But they can be kind of a quick and easy way to evaluate how a particular food fits into your daily meal plan, as a percent daily value makes it easy to make comparisons between similar products, just making sure that the serving sizes are the same. So like, say for example, I have anemia, and eating enough iron is my nutritional goal. So looking at the Larabar, you can see that it has 8% of the daily value of iron. So it provides 8% of the total iron that a person consuming 2,000 calories a day is generally recommended to eat. In the grocery store, if I was debating between 2 similar bars to buy, and the ingredients and everything on both labels look good to me, then I could use percent daily value numbers to quickly compare values. So if the Larabar has 8% iron and the Shmara bar, not a real bar, but that has 0% iron, then I could quickly know that the Larabar has more iron and better fits my needs. So that was a lot of information, but at the end of the day, what does it all mean? How do you choose a packaged food product? Everyone's nutritional needs are so different and so personal, especially with IBD. But in general, go for the product with the shortest, simplest list of ingredients. Check nutrition labels to determine how much of a specific nutrient you're considering, and choose the product that best fits your needs. Remember, not only can the nutrition label help limit the nutrients you wish to cut back on, but also it can help you increase those nutrients you want or need to consume in greater amounts. Did you find this YouTube video helpful? If so, please let us know by liking it and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thanks.